Guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different from what we've been talking about recently. This one's not so much about the photo shoot prep or about what I'm doing as such. This is about my top 5 perform protein flavors. Okay. So obviously right now when I'm dieting, getting to the point where food's starting to taste that little bit better. Like if you've been in a diet before, like a serious diet, then you know what I mean. Like, you're starting to get hungry. The smallest thing tastes amazing. All of a sudden, I'm like eating sweet potatoes, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like culinary heaven. They've just been air fried and a little bit of salt in them, like, but it's not nothing fancy. But to my taste buds, that's amazing. And obviously, the biggest variance in my diet right now is the flavor of protein. I'm changing it up every so often. When I'm buying a tub of whey, I buy like the smaller perform tub, like the kilo tub, because I kind of get a bit bored of flavors, so I like to mix it up. And like right now, I've got like 3 flavors downstairs in my cupboard, which I'm not gonna lie, my missus probably isn't very happy about. But anyway, we've got we've got a few flavors there, we've got a few options, and it just breaks up a little bit, doesn't it? Having something a bit different. But yeah, this might be a little bit controversial, or one of them in particular I think might be a bit controversial. But just remember, guys, it's just my own opinion. No one's paying me to say this. I'm not sponsored by Perform. I get like 50 views in a video, so like, yeah, let's just put that out there. You can get angry in the comments if you want. That's fine. You can tell me what your favourite flavour is. You can tell me I'm wrong. Feel free. Attack me all you want. But yeah, I feel like maybe a bit of context I should add to this is I don't always drink my protein. In fact, I rarely drink my protein. Usually I'm consuming it within a bowl of oats, right? So it's usually getting mixed in with porridge oats. Usually I'll have 2 scoops and I'll have that within the oats. So we're getting plenty of flavour from it. We're getting plenty of chance to taste the flavour. Sometimes you put 1 scoop in and you've got a lot of oats, like you're kind of losing a bit of the flavour. But just to give you that additional context, and again to add on top of that, usually I like something I can put berries into as well. So generally speaking, the kind of chocolatey flavours don't go down as well with me because the berries don't really go with it. So without any further like talking shite, essentially, let's get to it. Let's talk about my top 5. So in number 5, and this is the one that might be controversial, you might not have even heard of this flavour, but for me, it's fluffy marshmallow flavour. Yeah, there's just something about that marshmallow flavour that I really like. I think it's plainish. It's not like too overpowering by any means, but it's enough just to give a bowl of oats a nice little like edge to it. Yeah, as I say, you can add berries into it, and it doesn't really upset the flavour too much. In fact, it complements the flavour to some degree. So yeah, I feel like how you get like pink and white marshmallows. Like I feel like it tastes like the pink ones. I don't know if they taste any different, but maybe they do. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I feel like I want to say. It tastes like the pink marshmallow, the pink and white ones. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. Really like it. So yeah, that's number 5. When moving on to number 4 is the current flavour that I'm actually using, and it's cereal milk, which basically does what it says in the tin. It kind of tastes exactly like it says it should. And by the way, that's a big thing for a tub of protein, because like the amount of times I've had tubs of protein that are meant to be a certain flavour and they taste nothing like it. Cereal milk tastes like cereal milk. It tastes like you've just had a bowl of Frosties or something. You've finished all the cereal, but there's still a bit of milk left in the bowl, and you want to drink it up like that. That's what it tastes like. So when you're having your oats, if it's watery enough, they're not too stodgy, you're getting that kind of feeling. And if you're having it as a shake, then great. It's just like drinking that cereal milk. So it does exactly what it says in the tin. I can't really fault it. It's a great flavour. It is a bit plain. There's not like, it's not too out there by any means, but I'll be honest, none of my flavours are really that out there. I'm quite a plain guy. So, take what you will from that. But cereal milk, yeah, a great flavour. I think it's a good point to make as well, like the perform flavours, generally speaking, they're pretty damn good. Like they are pretty bang on with their flavors. I would hate to think how much sweetener's actually in the stuff. I'd hate to think how potentially bad for you it could be. But if you're not eating a lot of processed foods, I'm sure 1 scoop away or 2 scoops away a day won't do you any harm. Here's hoping, because I have it every day. So yeah, if something happens to me, maybe blame the whey. Maybe Sue Perform. Who knows? So number 3, it's going to be white chocolate. White chocolate flavour. Again, it tastes like it should. I mean, as close as a protein can be, it still does have that like kind of slight proteiny taste to it. It's like you don't eat it and think you're having a fucking Milky Bar or whatever. It doesn't. It's not quite like that, but it's not far off. And I've had other brands' versions of white chocolate protein, and it's shite. It's nothing like that. So, Per4m's version of this is very, very good. And, as we get closer to the top, right? Because the way I kind of thought about this, right, in terms of like ranking my top five, it's not just like what do I fancy the most right now. It was more so, well, what like flavors have I bought and how many times have I bought them? Because that kind of gives me the answer, doesn't it? If you keep buying the same flavor over and over again, it's a good sign, especially when you're someone like me who kind of gets a bit fed up with the flavors. So, white chocolate, a great contender. I would highly recommend it. Moving on to number two, and this is where it got really tight between the top two because I like them both a lot, and to pick between them for first and second, it was really tough. It was tough to pick between the two, but someone had to come second, unfortunately, and the flavour that came second was s'mores flavour. And at first, I didn't know what the hell s'mores were, so I had to research it for for the purposes of this video. And turns out they've got marshmallows in them as well. It's basically like marshmallows within like two biscuits. And when I read that, I was like, well, yeah, that's what it tastes like. It tastes like a kind of like marshmallowy, biscuity, and slightly. I don't know if I want to say a slight kind of cinnamon kind of taste to it. I'm not sure if cinnamon's something that would be in s'mores. But yeah, obviously I didn't do that much research then. But yeah, it's got a nice flavour to it. Again, goes great in the oats. It's great just to drink. It's an all round great flavour, and it's quite popular in the gym as well. We sell quite a few tubs of s'mores flavour as well. We get requests for s'mores flavour. That's when you know it's good. So yeah, so it was unfortunate that s'mores didn't make the top spot, but someone else did, or some other flavour did. I'm talking about them as if they're real people, as if I'm going to hurt their feelings. But yeah, there could only be one winner, and that winner was suspense. Oh, who's it going to be? White chocolate hazelnut, the goat of Per4m flavours. It has to be white chocolate hazelnut. It's like a white chocolate Kinder Bueno. It's pretty bang on, and that in your oats like in the morning, especially when you're dieting, is like a treat. It's just it's beautiful, and even to drink it. It's bang on. It's a very, very good flavour of protein. It's hard to beat, in my opinion. So there you have it. Top one, white chocolate hazelnut. Now, before I sign off this video, it would be a shame not to give a mention, a few honourable mentions to a few flavours out there. So, in no particular order, we're going to talk about sweet and salty popcorn. Yeah, let that sink in. It's another controversial flavour. And it was actually a client of mine that had it at the time, and he said to me, "Look, you've got to try this. This is a great flavour." So I took his word. I took a gamble on a £30 1 kilo tub of it, and then I bought another tub after that. I really liked it. It went really good in the oats. It was nice to drink as well. It was nicer in the oats than it was to drink. But I think that about most of them anyway. I don't really like drinking protein shakes, so there you have it. But yeah, it was good. It's not a flavour I would have ever thought to ask for. And I don't know who came up with it. Someone at Per4m, obviously, but it worked well. It was good. I liked it, so I would definitely buy it again. Another honourable mention needs to go to cookie dough. An all-round great flavour. Not so good for putting the berries in the oats, I must admit, but it's still another solid flavour. And if you make like overnight oats with it, right, and you let it go, it almost goes like a little bit like hard on the top, when it just starts to dry up a little bit. I can imagine you can make some sort of like nice kind of oaty bake sort of thing with cookie dough flavoured protein, and I think that could be pretty nice. And the final mention goes out to cookies and cream, which is a good all rounder. Like I think you'd be hard pressed to find someone that doesn't really like a cookies and cream flavoured protein, and you'd probably find it hard to find a brand that doesn't make a good cookies and cream flavour. I mean, if you're a protein brand watching this, like protein, and you're you've got a cookies and cream that tastes like garbage, well, you probably need to question yourself. You probably need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I cut out to be a protein brand? There you go. Probably not. So yeah, that's that. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of my top five, and let me know what your favourite flavour of Per4m Whey is.